Can we talk about the No book for a minute?
Let's talk about anything you want, man.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
I was just reading up on the blurbs of it and how you did it, and how you I was excited about it initially just because saying no to things is not a strength of mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when your partner who you wrote it with, he's talking about you and how you can say no to people and he can't, and he has a really hard time with it.
Yeah. This is Neil Strauss for people who know the name.
Yeah.
He's written a bunch of amazing books.
Yeah. And what else has he written?
He wrote for the New York Times for a long time, and he was a music critic. He's got a hilarious piece of hate mail from Phil Collins on his wall.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. It's so good.
Oh, that's amazing. And he wrote to him?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like, fuck you very much, Neil. Phil, with this long letter.
Oh, that's great.
That Neil probably earned, but
yeah.
He wrote a number of biographies. I think The Dirt, which was Motley Crue.
Wow.
He's done a lot of these types of books. And then he wrote The Game, which is a controversial one, but was a huge bestseller. Emergency after that. He's had, I think, he's done a lot of ghostwriting for folks.
Cool.
I mean, Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, that's Neil Strauss.
Oh, wow.
One of the more recent.
Wow.
Very, very good at collaborating.
Yeah.
But he's fucking terrible at saying no.
And
so he was harassing me about this book because I wrote 75,000 words or 100,000 words, which is, for any reasonable person, like 2 books. But
yeah.
I guess I'm long-winded.
Right.
And I had it, but I recognize, like a lot of things, it's like, oh, you think you're 80% done. Congratulations, you only have 80% left.
Right.
It's that final stretch. And he kept harassing me. And so eventually I was like, Neil, we were kind of drunk. And I was like, if you really want me to finish this goddamn book so badly, why don't you help me finish it? And it was just to get him to shut up. And then the next day he's like, hey, that thing you said, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
So
nice.
That's how it came about.
Yeah. And saying no is difficult. And he gives an example of saying no to like a good friend's costume party.
Yeah, the birthday party that requires a costume.
Oh,
right.
And you don't want to go. And like, I mean, and then your wife wants to go, and you can't just sit up and go, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, well, funny.
And then deal with the ramifications.
Yeah, what was
that.
funny about that too is I was like, can you think of, because the way we ended up doing the book was he's the sort of student along for the ride. Not to say I'm perfect, but I am pretty good at saying no.
Yeah.
And I have systems for it. Discipline doesn't work. Discipline is unreliable. In any case, I was talking to Neil along, and his ex-wife was in the background, but they're close friends. Uh-huh. And I was like, Neil, can you think of something recent where you had trouble saying no? And he asked Ingrid, his ex, and she's like, oh yeah. And like in 2 seconds, she's like, whoever it was, Chelsea's costume party or whatever. And he's like, ooh, right.
Yeah.
And yeah. And he kept saying yes, right?
It's hard though, because
saying yes.
Like, let's take that situation. Mm-hmm. Your wife wants to go to this. It's a mutual friend's costume party, and your wife wants to go, and you do not want to go, and you say no. It doesn't end there.
No, if you have what I like about the Neil example is his wife distinctly didn't give a shit, right?
Right.
When you have to maintain peace on the front, that's a different situation.
Yeah.
And we get into some of that in the book, which, by the way, I ended up still putting on the back burner to focus on this game for a host of reasons we could talk about. So it's 800-page draft. And there's a good chance. I mean, I think I know how to winnow it down, but I was like, you know what? This is going to take probably another 6 months to do right. It's not a whole body yes for me. We could explore what that means in terms of like what to say yes to, what to say no to. Mm-hmm. But like, there's part of me internally, just like the millions of years of pre-language evolution, that was like, this is not energy in for you right now. And I was like, okay, let's shelve it. Like I can pick this up later.
With the book.
With the book, yeah.
Just right, yeah.
And so like the bones are there.
Yeah.
It's good. Well, it's 800 pages of bones. I mean, I guess there's a lot of fat there too. But the saying no, here's the part of the reason why it's so long, is that a book on saying no is actually a book about making choices.
Right.
And that touches everything.
Yeah.
Right. So as soon as you try to isolate it, it's not actually that helpful, because much like some of the other writing I've done, let's just say The 4-Hour Body, right? This book on physical performance and spending time with coaches of all different types and athletes and so on. I had certain friends of mine, very busy people, to be fair, who are like, just give me the index card. Tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Exactly.
And the success rate with that was exactly 0%. I could give it to them.
Right.
It never worked. Why? Because there was some underlying malfunction or some disabling story, which could just be I'm too busy, that prevented them from ever sustaining that behavioral change. So it's like you have to address the behavioral change piece.
Right.
You must.
Right. For it to stick.
And that takes pages.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah. You always want that like quick thing. And especially fix. Even this is the titles of all the 4-hour stuff. It's like 4 hours, thank God, because I don't have 5.
Exactly. Which is part of the reason I retired the 4-hour jersey after the 3rd book. I was like, okay, enough is enough. Yeah. Enough is enough. I can explain why I use those titles, but
let's just go back to the no thing, because it is a when you said his wife didn't even give a shit, that is a thing that when you're in a relationship, you always think, oh, I'm gonna say no to the party, and then she's gonna be mad, and she's gonna attack me for that, and then because I didn't do the other thing, and then we played out these scenarios with your closest partner.
Oh yeah,
and then you say, I don't want to go to the costume party. She's like, yeah, that's cool. I'm just gonna go with Skylar.
Well, by the way, you also play out those scenarios with the person who's asking you to come to the party.
Right.
You're like, if I do this, and then they're going to hate me, and then, oh my God, they're going to talk shit to this other person I care about, and then I'm never going to get invited to anything ever again. And sometimes you're just like, hey, so sorry. There's a good line. I'll give people something they can use. This is from Martha Beck, actually, in an email she sent to me. She's a friend. I was life coach for Oprah and all this stuff. She's amazing, actually. But she said, I really wish I could, but due to life Tetris, I can't do it right now. Short line, just due to life Tetris, can't do it right now.
That's a good one.
And I would say half the time you use that with somebody, and they're like, yeah, no problem. You're like, oh, you mean that like horror, action, suspense, psychodrama?
Right. That script I wrote.
That script isn't getting sold?
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You always think, I always say, it took me a long time to realize people don't need you to go on about why the decision you made. Like they don't need to hear all of the things. Just say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. We're okay.
Really wish I could. I just can't make it work.
Yeah.
And when another reason the book got long is because the initial version I wrote, or a lot of it, I thought would work. And it was based on a lot of the lessons learned. And basically starting around 2006 or 7, I realized that, no, it would have been 2007, 2008. I realized that I was having a lot of trouble saying no to stuff. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I got a decline that was really good, that left me feeling better, or was just like short and sweet, I would save it. So in Evernote at the time, that was the app that I used, I just started collecting dozens and hundreds of really good declines. And then I would use them.
Right.
And when I just handed that stuff to Neil, I think this is the real example. I was like, hey, how's it going? Have you implemented A, B, or C? And he's like, well, actually, I'm like in Copenhagen right now. I'm like, why are you in Copenhagen? And he said, well, I agreed to be on stage for an interview at this conference. And then he asked me if I would co-host it. And I said, yes. And I'm like, Neil, is any of this working for you? And he's like, oh yeah. And also the guy asked if he could stay at my place in LA. And I told him yes. And I'm like, Neil, what is going on? And so I basically just started giving him deadlines and giving incentives. I'm like, okay, let's try this. I was like, there are 3 things. You have to go into your inbox and like decline 3 things, or text messages. Right. Use one of these like 5 copy and paste things. And if you don't do that, I think it was, I'm going to donate like $500 to the politician you hate the most in your name. So it's like on record, something like that. And I gave him 3 days to do it. And I think within 60 minutes, he'd already shot them off. And all 3 turned out not just okay. Like one was like, no problem. The other one was like, oh my God, that's such a great response. I'm going to borrow that. How about we do, email instead of phone calls from now on, or something like that, which actually fixed more problems than he expected. And I was like, Exactly.
Yeah.
And yes, there will be people who take it personally. There will be people who get really pissed off.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you want a low conflict life, maybe you start spending less time with high conflict people.